Keep them live. I'm the only one who obsesses over the position of my mic. I need to just get like one of those things that clips to my shirt because I'm tired of obsessing over this. I want the audio to be good, but I also don't like having a mic in my face and getting in the way of my hands and whatever. Whatever. Okay. I wonder if more people would join these lives if I actually planned them ahead of time. At least I'm doing this one during the day when people are awake. I just find that like midnight is a great time to do stuff because my whole family's in bed and I can do whatever I want. But my whole family's out to a movie right now, so taking this opportunity. All right. Let's see here. I'm not going to use all of this stuff. I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. Do I want to use this? Doo-doo. Let's see. What could my options be? Framework, theme, plugin, tool. I suppose I could use that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use that. Let's see here. Do I want to waste a prompt deleting stuff? I can just... Oh, that's not what I wanted to click on. Go away. I want to click on... Where is it? There used to be a way that I could click on individual things and modify them. Am I thinking of Lovable? I swear this was an option in VO. Huh. Okay then. Generate images. Include generated images in your outputs. No. That's not worth paying money for. Hello, viewer. I'm not rebuilding. I am building a page for this website. It's going to be a page called Cool WordPress Projects. It's a place where I'm going to just showcase things that are happening in the WordPress land that I think are interesting. And so right now I'm brainstorming what that's actually going to look like. I have this that I spun up with VO. I'm not going to use most of this stuff. I'm not going to have probably filtering. I don't think there's going to be so many things on this page that I need to filter. I mean, there's really only a handful of things going on that I think are interesting. So I don't think I need to have any of these filters or anything. So I'm basically just trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to keep. I think I'm going to keep most of the stuff in these cards, except I'm not going to bother with the stars thing. I'm not going to keep that. I think I'm going to keep everything else. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So here's what I do. Grab this section here. can never have too many robots in your life, right? Okay. I turn the light on here. Yeah, it's better. All right, robot number 2 is just getting rid of Tailwind. Robot number 1 uses Tailwind for everything, and we can't use Tailwind in Etch, so just getting rid of that. And then we'll be jumping right back into Etch. A lot of SVGs. At least Grok doesn't break them. ChatGPT will break your SVGs every time. If you try to copy something from VO, it will break every one of these emojis, man. SVGs. Grok doesn't seem to have that issue. Let's see, does this have the filters? Oh, it does have the filters. Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Back to Etch. I'll call this Cool WordPress Projects. Let's drop in a section and then replace it with our new section. Boom. All right. Now let's see. We want to get rid of most of this stuff. We'll keep that. We need to get rid of these filters though. Yeah. We just, is it the whole? Nice. All right. Okay, and then we'll come here. It looks like it actually listened to me for once and used vanilla nesting. You'd be surprised the number of times you specifically say use vanilla nesting and it uses Sass anyways. Then you have to yell at it. Okay. Okay. We got what we wanted. We got the card in there. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, we can get rid of this whole div. I don't want that. All right. Looking good, looking good. I'm going to save that. Now we need to create a custom post type. Yeah, we still need to do more work to this page, but just out of curiosity, I want to make sure that it's looking good. I'm going to duplicate this a few times, see what it looks like. Okay. Just need to throw that in a container. Can I wrap this in a... Oh, what do we got? Suggest mobile? What is this? Suggest a product. Where is that even? Where is that on my page? Does it only show up on mobile device for some reason? That'd be weird. Suggest a project. Why is that only... Why would that only show up on mobile? That's crazy. All right, get rid of that. Okay. So let's throw this. I can wrap it in a div. I want to wrap it in a container though. Oh well. Oh no, I forgot about that bug. Oh. Okay. Maybe the bug's gone. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Now this container, what do we want to say? Projects container. And that's better. That's better. Okay, and we'll add a title and stuff later. I want to get to the fun stuff though. This grid looks good, so I'm going to come back here and delete the extra ones. I only need one, and you'll see why if you don't already know. If you haven't seen this before, I feel like it'll be pretty interesting. If you have seen this before, you know exactly where I'm going with this. But first, before we mess with the loop and all that stuff, we need to actually create a custom post type. And you can create custom post types in Etch, but it's fairly limited right now. It's still, hey, Totally Renz, thanks for joining. The custom post types in Etch are still pretty new, and so they don't have a lot of features. So for now, I'm going to continue to use Advanced Custom Fields, which I don't even have installed on here. Interesting. Let's go ahead and install that. I should be able to just use the free version. I don't think I need to mess with the paid version. Okay, so we're going to create a custom post type. I'm going to call it Cool Projects. Let's see, we want to probably have an excerpt. Already got featured image, custom fields. I think that's all we need for that. Now we're going to need some custom fields. What should we call this? And should this be a custom field or should this be a taxonomy? Probably taxonomy, right? So this we can just use the WordPress title. This we can use the excerpt. This would be a taxonomy for sure. This is an actual project. This is the this is the website. So this website is live, and this allows you as a developer of a plugin to display to list your plugin so that people can download it. So if you are hosting your plugin on GitHub, like this one right here, when you click this download button, it's actually pulling this from GitHub. My website is not hosting your zip file. It's actually reaching out to GitHub via their API and downloading your most recent release on GitHub. Or if it's hosted on WordPress, it does the same thing, but it pulls the zip from WordPress. And when you view the listing, there's some information that's pulling via API, so you can see what the latest version is, when it was last updated, the number of downloads. So this one was hosted on WordPress, actually, not GitHub. So this is WordPress information. If we look at one that's being hosted on GitHub, like this one, it has GitHub related information. So last updated version, number of downloads, number of times it's been starred on GitHub. And if there are previous releases, you can download those as well. So this is a real project. It's live. I've been working on it for a few months. And if you're wondering what the advantage of this is, well, Groundhog actually, and I'm going to update this post, Groundhog recently had their plugin temporarily removed from WordPress.org because I guess they used the word WordPress in the name of their plugin or something. I don't know. And now because they had it removed, they also have to fix some, like, just some code issues that they found or whatever. And so it happens to people all the time. And it's annoying because right now, if you go to the WordPress listing, you can't download this plugin, but you can still download it from my site. So having your website listed in multiple places, you know, it's only It's only going to help you. You never know when it might be helpful to have your plugin listed somewhere other than just the WordPress repo. Okay. And then, so what I'm doing today is I'm just adding a page to this website where I can just display projects that I think are interesting. And I used the robot to come up with a layout, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I just built the layout, and now I just need to go actually create the custom post type and the custom fields. So I already created the post type. Let's create some custom fields. Thank you. I appreciate that. It has been fun. It's been very interesting. I just added the WordPress feature a couple days ago. So you can pull in a plugin from the WordPress. And what's cool, what's interesting about this groundhog thing is WordPress has blocked all the information. So, you know, when you click on this listing, it says nothing can be found because their plugin is disabled. WordPress is like blocking all that information, but for some reason they're not blocking the download. So you can still download their plugin. So I don't know what their thought process is there, blocking all the info via API, but still allowing the download. I don't know, but it works out for Groundhog because they can still distribute their plugin while they're getting their issues with the repo figured out. And once they get that figured out and their repo listing is not blocked anymore, then the API should be able to pull this information in again. Just weird, I thought. I was surprised to see that I could still download the plugin. Okay, let's see. Let's call this cool project fields. Is there a URL field? There is. All right, so we'll start with a website URL. We'll do another one called GitHub URL. And another one. WordPress URL. So that takes care of this button and this button and that button. And that's it, because we can use the featured image for this, we can use the title for this, we can use the excerpt for that, so we don't actually need any custom fields for any of that. We just need the custom fields for these three buttons, and then taxonomy for this and taxonomy for that. What is WASM? Anybody know what WASM is? This is worth wasting a prompt. The heck is that? Gutenberg? Yeah, I will definitely not be listing Gutenberg as a cool WordPress project on my website. Or Elementor. I don't know what that is. Some of these might be legit. I should check them out. WebAssembly. Okay. And that's apparently a WordPress thing. That's cool. Oh, the WordPress Playground uses it. Okay. Okay, interesting. Back to the project. So that's it for custom fields. We got it applied to the right post. We'll save changes. Let's go add one. I think the first one I wanted to add was... Is this correct? Nope. What was it? Maybe I'll just Google that. Oh, it's just .com? Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I just saw this on Twitter. It looked cool. You know, it should be my history, my browsing history. What was it? WP Toolbox. Was it Toolbox WP? No. Come on, where was it? It's not that, whatever that is. I'm not sure they have a plugin. Oh yeah, I think that's him. Yeah. Where's your website, man? Where is your website? Find him on Twitter. Oh, come on. This is gonna drive me crazy, man. I swear it was just called WP Toolbox. This website doesn't work. Brecuela. What would I do if I want the URL to be /blog/blog post? The only way is a custom post type. For your single blog post video. Yeah, I think that's a permalinks question and a custom post type question. I think there's sort of some default settings when you create a custom post type, but I think that you can kind of change that. Let's see here. Yeah, I think if you go into like, yeah, here we go. There's some sort of advanced settings you can do to change, like maybe you don't want it to be /blog, you want it to be something else. I've never done it. Yeah, by default, the post type will get a new top-level item in the admin area. If an existing top-level item is supplied here, the post type will be added as a submenu under it. I think maybe this plus this would help you kind of do that. But I've just never done it before. I've never messed with trying to customize that. I've always just gone with whatever it gave me. So like I think if we create one and we view it, yeah, so it's using the slug of the post type as sort of the parent, and then the name of the post itself. So I don't know how you would change default blog posts. Honestly, I don't know how you would do that. Is that something in the permalinks you could do? I mean, you could do custom structure, but I don't know how you would make it only apply to posts and not all of your post types. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you basically, Kevin's talked about this a little bit before, where he's decided that he's going to disable pages and posts on all of his new websites and then just create post types for that content. I don't know how you do that. I'm assuming it's just a simple function you throw in your functions PHP to disable those. But I think you're right. I think you pretty much have to use a custom post type, and Kevin would probably know more about how to do that. I've never tried it before. Okay, let's see here. I was trying to find, for some reason my Chrome on my phone is refusing. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. It was refusing to bring up my browsing history. Where is it? Oh, I can search. Toolbox. It was just on this website. Toolboxwp.io. No, that's the one I tried. Toolboxwp.com. Didn't I already try that? Ah, there it is. Found it. Yeah, for real. That what you just said is like one sentence summary of like so many of Kevin's rants. Just you do have to do a lot, it seems, to WordPress to make it work the way it probably should just already work. But hey, I found what I was looking for. It is toolboxwp.com. So I'm just going to use this for the featured image, I think. Ta-da. That's a screenshot, so it shouldn't be too high of a file size. Where are we at? Let's create a new cool project. Already created this one. Featured image. Let's put that in there. Let's see. This looks like a good excerpt. The biggest resource hub of tools and resources for WordPress professionals. Not sure what all that is. I think I'm going to get rid of that. That seems like a decent little excerpt. Website URL. We'll grab this. And let's see. Does he have a GitHub? I'm sure he does. But does he promote it? All right, maybe there's no GitHub. Does he have a personal GitHub? All right. I guess not. So we won't share that. Is he on WordPress? Doesn't look like he's on WordPress. This might not be the best tool to start with. That's okay. Yep, that's fine. So we will go ahead and save this. And just because I want to make sure it's working, I'm just going to put in some dummy stuff here. Two fields require attention. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, I'm loving Etch so far, man. I mean, it's still not even released yet, and I've already used it on several live projects, which, you know, I wouldn't recommend using a product that's still in alpha on live sites, but that's just how good it is already. And I know the thing about it is it's pretty darn stable. The biggest issues with Etch right now is just the features that it's lacking, because they've only been developing it for like less than a year. So as long as you know what features it doesn't have yet and you're okay with that, and you can still build your project without those features, you know, then you're doing pretty good. You'll be fine. You definitely want to, you know, back up your site before you update Etch, because you just never know what could break. They did say that once the project is actually released, that they are going to put a lot of effort into like backwards compatibility, you know, like any other plugin would, so that updating doesn't break stuff. But right now, sometimes when you update it, it's just going to break stuff, and that's just how it is. So just a little caveat: if you're going to use it for an actual live project, just make sure you know what you're doing and make sure you make lots of backups. But yeah, I'm loving it, and you're going to see why here in a minute, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and hop back into our page that we were creating. The reason I like it is it makes stuff like this so easy, right? Like, I used to use Themify, and Themify is pretty good as far as page builders go. It's pretty darn good. It's why I've been using it for years. But it's not as easy to do some of this stuff. Like, for instance, I liked this layout, and so I was able to copy it very easily, pixel perfect, by just copying the code and dropping it in straight into Etch, because Etch has HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so you can just drop in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript very easily. It's not like Elementor, Divi, Themify, where you have to add like an HTML widget and then put your HTML code in that widget or whatever. It's a mess, and then you have div hell and so many wrappers, and you don't have any of that. You can just drop in the code and you have this, and then you're gonna watch me make this dynamic, and it's gonna take me like less than a minute. It's crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to this item and click wrap in loop. And I'm going to go to my loop manager and create a new loop. And I'm going to call this, I'm just going to call it projects query. You can call it whatever you want. And then instead of looping through posts, I want to loop through cool project, I think. Yep. So you can tell it's working because it got all this data. If you type something up here that doesn't exist, you'll get no data. So that's how you know if it's working or not. And if you type the right thing, boom, bunch of data. I'll just throw this up to 20 for now. We're going to save that. Go back here and choose the new query I just created. Okay. And then all I have to do, projects query as item. I'm going to change item to project. You don't have to do this, but I like to make it more semantic or whatever. I just like to make it make sense. And so now I'm going to use this word project. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to say project.thumbnail. And there we go. We got our featured image. For this, I'm going to say project.title. So easy. I mean, I just love this. Project.excerpt. There we go. And for this button, for the source, this is an advanced custom field. So I'm going to say project.acf. What did I call it? Website. Was it dash URL or underscore URL? Let's just see what happens. Can never remember. Looks like that was not correct. So let's try underscore URL. Save. There we go. That worked. So it's underscore. And then GitHub, same thing. Project.acf.github underscore URL. And then this one was WordPress. Does this one have a link? It didn't make that one a link. Okay, interesting. Boom, now it's a link. Weird. And the URL for this is going to be project.acf.wordpress underscore URL. Save. See if this takes us to GitHub. It does. Does this take us to WordPress? It does. So that's all working. And I mean, that's it. So now if I go and I create another one, what's a cool WordPress project? About Etch. What's a good cover image we could use? Just steal this just like I did before. Let's grab an excerpt. Etch's next era visual, blah, blah, blah. This looks like a good excerpt. The website is etchwp.com. They don't have a GitHub, I don't believe, because they don't have a free version, and they're not on WordPress.org. So we'll just leave that. And I might create a single post template for these two, but I don't think I will, because I think I kind of just want you to click the link and go to their website. I don't think I want you to like stay on my website forever to learn everything about it. If you see a project that you like, click on the link and go check it out yourself, right? But I'll refresh this, and there's the new one, right? So very, very simple to create loops and grids and stuff like that out of custom post types. I could do some more interesting stuff, like there's no hover effects or anything right now. I could add some of that. Hey man, welcome to the stream. Just to catch you up on what we've done, I have this website. It's an existing website that lets developers add their plugin. It's a directory of plugins that pulls downloads from either GitHub or WordPress. And so I'm adding a page to this website where I can showcase cool WordPress projects that I'm interested in. And so I used VO to come up with a layout. I copied that layout using Etch. And then I created a custom post type with some custom fields, and I started adding a couple to make sure it's working. And I have way too many tabs open. So I found this project, Toolbox WP, and then of course Etch is a project that I think is cool, so I added those. I'll show you what I did with the custom post type. I just created 3 custom fields for URLs: website URL, GitHub URL, and WordPress URL. That's for these buttons right here. So then when I create a new cool project, I give it a title, featured image, excerpt, and then I have these URLs. And then, nope, go back. On this page, all I had to do to make this dynamic was build out one of these cards, and then I just click on featured image, or I wrapped it all in a loop. We're looping through a cool project. That's the slug for my custom post type. I renamed each one project. So then all I have to do is click on this, and I can say project.thumbnail. I click on this, I say project.title. Click on this, I say project.excerpt. Those are all default WordPress stuff. And then for these, since they're advanced custom fields, I just had to say project.acf and then the slug of the custom field. And so now this URL is the content of whatever I put in that custom field. So the next thing I need to do, and this is a little trickier, is to display the categories. And I always have to bring up an example where I've already done this once to remember how to do it. But I maybe don't have to do that this time. Let me go here. Categories. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to not cheat. I'm going to see if I can do this on my own. First thing I need to do is actually create the custom taxonomy. So we're going to call this project types. Associate it with cool project. Advanced, I don't think I need to do anything in advanced. We'll see. Save changes. Project types. This is a plugin. It's also, I'm going to call it a framework. If Kevin doesn't like that, he can let me know. We're going to save that. And now I want to refresh this. And I want to see if that data exists in here. We got categories, we got project type, framework, and plugin. Okay. So I think I can create a loop. See, how do I do this? How do I do this? I think what I do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to wrap this in a loop. Except is that correct? Okay, I think that's working because it's showing 2. I don't know where this H came from. Must have accidentally typed that. But then I think, let's see, where it says tool, I just need to say type dot, is it label? Let me go back to our loop. Maybe it's name. Project type. Oh, wait. That had data in it a minute ago. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Huh. Project type had data. Query type post. Cool project. Huh. Well, let me see here. Yep, there's nothing categories. That's odd. It's almost like this broke it somehow. You guys saw that, right? I'm not crazy. There was data in there. Yeah, here it is. So it is name. That's what I wanted, name, not label. Okay. Try this again. We're going to come here. And instead of saying .label, we're going to say name. There it is, framework plugin. I didn't have to cheat. Easy peasy. And then let's create another taxonomy. We'll just call it like categories, I guess. Taxonomies, add new, project categories. What categories would I put this under? Builder. Builder. I don't know. WP toolbox, category, I don't know, tools. I just need something. Just need something. Let's click on this. Get rid of the extra ones. Product category. I'm going to just call it cat. Cat.name. Is that working? It's not working. Project. Dot project category. What do I need to call it? Something else? Project type worked. The slug must be something else. There's categories, tags, project type. Where's it at? Why is it not? Okay. Do I need to save this and refresh it? Is that my problem? Yep. That was my problem. I'm an idiot. All right, that's working now too. Should do something. This is not the greatest as far as accessibility goes. I don't think that's a great contrast there. What is Toolbox? I think it's plugins. Project type. I'm going to say plugin because I think it's a series of plugins. Yeah. So this kind of gets lost. I should maybe put some sort of overlay on top of this image. Yeah. Otherwise, this is pretty much everything is working. Everything is nice and dynamic. And it's already mobile responsive, so I don't have to deal with that. Do I want to change it to a grid of 4 maybe instead of 3? Is it even using grid? Yes, it is. Oh, it's already supposed to be 4 columns on larger devices. It don't look like it's 4 columns to me. Looks like that's a 3-column layout right there. Yeah, where's that coming from? Where's that coming from, bruh? Projects, filters grid. Oh boy. We deleted that. We don't need that. Okay, where's the actual grid? Suppose I could search. Yeah, here we go. Let's make this 4. Is that too scrunched? And maybe I like the 3-column better. Do you know if there's a way to limit the excerpt to an amount of words? I believe in bricks. I used to do something like, yeah, I asked about that in the community, and Kevin said basically use CSS for that. Which I was disappointed to hear, because I do know that there is, like, in WordPress, the function, you know, get content and get excerpt. There's like a way to, with PHP, there's a way to limit the number of characters, I believe. I'm like 90% sure that's true. But yeah, that was Kevin's response when I asked that question, was to use CSS, which is kind of lame because it's actually kind of difficult to do that via CSS. I did make it work. I wish I could remember which project I did that on so I could bring it up and show you, but it takes a little bit of effort if you're trying to limit the number of characters, and it's possible that your content will be more than 2 lines. For some reason, it's kind of difficult to use CSS to do that. Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice if I mean there is going to be like we can't even do PHP in Etch yet, and we will be able to do that. So who knows what sort of things we'll be able to do once they've added, PHP right in Etch. I mean, that's going to be a game changer, I think, for a lot of people, especially, for people like me. I have a basic understanding of PHP. I sort of understand how it works. But you get me with an AI robot and I can do a lot of stuff. So I'll be able to do a lot more things within a WordPress website once they add PHP authoring inside of Etch. And also once they integrate AI, they're actually going to be integrating AI directly into Etch. So some of the stuff I did earlier, I wouldn't have to do in Grok separately. I could just do it all right within Etch. So yeah, that'll be nice, I think. I'm going to put this back to 3 columns. I don't like those 4 columns. Okay. I think I probably want to put, I might just steal this for now. Why not? I'm so lazy. I can't even be bothered to click buttons in the builder and add my own headings. Just want to steal stuff. I don't think I'm going to call this header though, because header is like a real thing. I'm just going to make it a section. And I want to change this class to cool project header. And then I need to put it inside the same container that I put this one in. What did I do? Let's see. I want this inside that. Why didn't that work? Oh, I know why it didn't work. Because I'm an idiot. There it is. There it is. Margin, I might just say margin block. Yeah. Yeah, I could fuss around on this. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this stream. This actually went fairly smooth, to be honest. I need to do a little more brainstorming. Like I said, I'm probably going to put some kind of overlay over the image. I'd like to add some subtle animations, maybe you hover over it and it grows a smidgen. It's pretty classic animation. And I'm gonna I'm gonna work on these colors. I don't like those colors. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna call it. Thanks for joining. I'm not sure which one of you guys is still left watching, but thank you for watching. Thank you for the conversation, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.